Hi, this is a video for flute players who are trying to have a less tight, rigid embouchure. So you might have a teacher who's told you that it would be good if you can relax a little bit the sides of your lips. Perhaps they've told you that you've got a tight embouchure or a smiley embouchure, and basically that just means that the muscles here are too tensed, too rigid, and it stops your lips from moving, from being supple and being flexible. And when your lips can't move, they can't correct your tuning, they can't change tone colour. There's lots of things that we can only do if our lips can move and they're not locked in position. So in my book, The Tone and Timbre Toolkit, I've got a selection of tools, and I'm going to show you 2 or 3 of them now, which you could use to start the process of being able to play with a more relaxed embouchure. Not totally relaxed, because if it's totally relaxed you won't have any control over it either. So it's getting the balance right. It needs to be flexible, it needs to be supple, the lips need to be able to move and mould and sculpt the air so that you can be expressive with them. So the first tool I call the head joint upside down tool, and you turn your head joint upside down so it's the wrong way, and then instead of putting the flute on your bottom lip, you put the flute on your top lip and you use the bottom lip to direct the air upwards. Everything's happening with the bottom lip and the jaw. You're not using the sides of your lips at all. The sound is going to be really airy, really unfocused, like a beginner having their first lesson, and that's exactly the sound you're aiming for. You're not aiming for a good sound, you're not aiming to focus your sound, you're aiming for really loose, relaxed lips and just to keep the air going. So flute on your top lip might sound something like this. D is quite a good note to do this on. You can do that for a few minutes, just getting used to it, and then when you turn the head joint back the correct way, you want to really keep that same loose feeling to your lips and that same beginner-like sound quality. So you've got to stop yourself from trying to focus the sound, from trying to make a nice sound. That's not the point of this exercise. The point is just to get used to blowing with really relaxed lips. Should be quite a big hole between your lips. So that's one tool that you can use to a few minutes every day, a few minutes every practice section. If you feel yourself getting tight in the middle of a practice session, come back and do it again. Second one is the disgusting chewing tool. So in this tool, you're basically pretending to chew and move your lips and move your jaw, and chew, whilst you can keep a continuous airflow going. So if you've that much movement happening, you really can't do that if you're tense. It has to be relaxed. And again, the sound will be really airy, really unfocused, really beginner-like. Keep the air blowing. Again, a few minutes a day, or any time that you start to feel you're tensing up. But at the minute, if your habitual way of playing is to have a tight embouchure, it's going to take you a while. So the D is a good note. Note sort of maybe from D down to G. Avoid playing really high notes, because the higher you go, the more likely you are to want to tense here. So you just have to get used to having your lips working in a different way. Another thing you could try is dropping or relaxing your bottom jaw. So you can only do that if the muscles here aren't tensed. A good way of trying to do this, well, there are a few suggestions. You can think about making the space between your top and your bottom teeth a bit wider. So you widen the space between your bottom and top teeth, relaxing the jaw down. When you do that, you should be able to poke your tongue between your top and bottom teeth so that they can poke your tongue can poke your cheeks. So I know if I can get my tongue between my teeth to poke my cheeks, that I've got a lot of space inside my mouth. Again, don't worry about the sound quality. You're just trying to create a big space inside your mouth. Another way of trying to create a big space inside your mouth is to imagine you've got something inside your mouth, like a small hot potato or an egg. So I like to think of an egg, and sometimes I think of the egg sort of upright, vertical, and sometimes I think of it sort of occupying the space inside my mouth horizontally. So the vertical egg gives me more of a feeling that I'm dropping my jaw, and the horizontal egg gives me a feeling that I've got lots of space at the sides of my mouth. But again, we don't want any tension here, but just that visualising the egg or the hot potato. You know, when you put something too hot in your mouth and you want to cool it down. With the hot potato, you can maybe add a bit of sort of beginner vibrato, but keep the sound loose, keep the lips loose, don't aim to focus the sound, and just get used to blowing and breathing and blowing again and breathing and blowing again with your lips relaxed and supple. Once you've got used to that, then you can gradually start to introduce a bit more focus into the sound again. But try not to be in a hurry. It's tempting because you want to sound as good as you can. But this is a way of getting your lips softer, looser, but more flexible, that eventually should pay off. Good luck.